of things are happening in the city. You may be stuck at home following the governor's stay-at-home order that we're encouraging everybody to do as much as you can. But there's still a lot of things happening down here at Town Hall and across the city. We're going to take you on a virtual tour today of some of those sites and show you the progress on the new bridge and on the parks and other things in the town. We want to encourage everybody to really follow the governor's directive. The city is trying to follow that directive as much as we can. We've closed Town Hall. I'm standing in front of Town Hall now and it's pretty quiet. We'll probably get ready to open Town Hall in a couple of weeks and you'll be able to come back in. We'll still have social distancing restrictions in place. There might be tape on the floor and plexiglass at the counter, just like you're seeing at the grocery stores now. But we'll try and open the building back up to where people can come down here. Probably keep the museum closed for another month or so, just because it is tight quarters down there and people tend to congregate in that area. We're still going to try and enforce the social distancing as long as the health department and the governor's office ask us to. The city's going to do that. We're going to do that to protect our elderly, to protect our people that are at risk, our high at-risk groups. We're going to try and protect them. We don't see a lot of cases in southern Utah yet, but we've got a lot of at-risk people here, and so we can't just open everything back up all at once and expect us to stay safe. Things are going to open slow. We're going to reopen the pickleball courts on Monday the 27th. We're also going to open the restrooms. We're going to open those two facilities in our city parks because we've got a lot of pressure to get the pickleball open. We feel like that the way they're fenced, that we can practice social distancing there, but it'll be up to the users. We'll remove the gates, we'll reinstall the fences back in place and so that they're able to be functional. If we see large groups congregating outside the fence, then we may have to look at closing them back down again. So as long as you guys follow the rules with it, the pickleball courts should be safe. We're going to clean them several times a day. So we'll wipe down the hard surfaces and do those things that we need to do to keep them safe. Same with the restrooms. Restrooms will open. They'll be open during daylight hours. We'll have crews that'll come in there every couple hours or so and clean everything. We'll even provide some cleaning facilities or supplies there for you if you want to clean it before you use it. But we want to get things reopened. It's going to reopen slow. It's going to be a timely process, but we'll try and get it done as quick as we can. Okay, the police department is still working to keep you safe. They've been trained on how to deal with the COVID-19 during their responses, and they're trying to work together to slow the spread just like everybody else. They're also helping to support Harmons. Harmons has kind of been a little bit different since this whole pandemic has been going on. We've had an officer stationed up there trying to do crowd control and to keep people from fighting over the toilet paper and the other things that come in and out of that store. So we appreciate your support, we appreciate your willingness to follow directions, and we're proud of the job that the police department's doing. They're still patrolling the streets, they're still addressing crime within the city. They're all still here and they're all still doing their job, and they're doing a great job. The fire department is the same thing. They've been doing some of their routine spring functions, like burning in the weeds in the Tuacahn Wash and up by the old Arboretum and that. You've probably seen some of the smoke out there. That's something we do to keep those facilities functional and to make it so that they're not a fire risk in the middle of the summer when we have extreme fire. The fire department is also trained on how to deal with COVID. They're still responding to every case, so they may ask a few questions and give some instruction before they enter the home to protect, again, our city staff and those first responders that are going out. We need to protect those because we're having a limited supply of them. And so we need you to do your part to help with that as well. If you haven't been up to Canyon View Park lately and looked at the new BMX track that's being constructed up there, you need to take a few minutes and go visit it. This is a world-class BMX facility. It's sponsored by BMX USA. We have a local group here that has put this all together. They received a lot of donations, and we got some tourism money from the county. The city put in a little resource, and we've built a world-class BMX track. It'll be open. They pushed it back a little bit because of COVID, because of some of the construction delays. but I'm hoping in June they can start practicing on that track, and we'll have our first sanctioned races later in the summer, early fall. And it's an exciting track if you're a BMXer. And I was the kind of kid that built my own track in the neighbor's dirt patch when I was a kid, and we crashed our pedal bikes on it about every day. And so this is a track that I would have loved to have access to as a kid, and so hopefully a lot of residents of the city and their kids can come out and enjoy that track facility. So take a minute, go look at the track. It's turning out really nice. Okay, I'm here in the mayor's office. If you've never been in the mayor's office, stop by sometime, make an appointment. I'd love to see you. There's still development going on within the city. The city still we've processed 51 building permits so far this year. Now that's about half of where we were last year. So we've seen a definite decline this year to last year, but we saw that all fall and all during the winter, even before COVID kicked in. Part of it is just that the number of available properties to build within the city has kind of dropped. Our inventory has dropped. We've got some new projects that are getting ready to start construction, a couple that are in construction right now. But we have seen a drop off in building permits. We've only got 3 permit applications in right now that they're doing a review on. Typically that number is higher. We anticipate that number will continue to fall. It's mid-April right now. It's probably going to continue to fall for another couple of months before it picks back up. And it'll really depend on the consumer confidence and how fast the recovery happens from this pandemic. But we still have a new townhome project that's planned to go in across the street from the Lava Ridge School. That'll bring a number of townhomes into the city, and when we get townhome projects, usually get building permit numbers in groups of 4 or 6 or 8, and so the numbers show up quite a bit higher. So we're excited to see that project break ground. If you're familiar with that area, the city's working on a new trail up there right now. And we're connecting the trail that ends at the substation on Pioneer Parkway, connecting that over to Goobler Park. So we'll have a continuous trail from the Ivins city limits over on 400 East in Ivins, all the way down to the Santa Clara Library and the Snow Canyon Aquatic Center. That'll have a continuous trail all the way through that reach, which is kind of a neat addition to the city. We've got a fairly significant trail master plan, and Brad Hayes, our parks director, keeps plugging away and chipping away at that as we get these trails built, and they're really popular with residents, so we're excited for that. If you've been downtown lately and looked at the Chapel Street to the Heritage Park, it's coming along nice. Construction is underway. That park has some neat features in some of the heritage and the tribute to the pioneers that settled the area that is being built as part of that park. The architecture of the restrooms and the pavilion is all that territorial architecture, so it looks really neat. It's going to be a great addition to the downtown. And the city's also starting the early design for the Santa Clara Adventure Park, which is in the South Hills. It's west of the existing water tank. We're going to get some drone footage so we can kind of show you what's happening out there or what's proposed to happen out there. But it's exciting to see. That's a primitive park. There's not soccer fields or anything that way, but there's mountain bike trails, there's a training course, some pavilion, amphitheater type things, a restroom which is badly needed out in that area. So we're excited about that coming in the future. Santa Clara has some world-class mountain biking, and we're becoming known for some of the trails that are west of town in the South Hills for those mountain biking and the quality of those trails out there. It's also an area that residents love to go shoot, and they've gone out there and target shot and done other shooting sports for decades and for generations. And so the city is working with the BLM right now to establish a shooting range out on the far west boundary of the city so that we can have the mountain biking and the shooting happen safely. Right now it's kind of it's problematic out there sometimes because the shooters don't know where the mountain biking trails are. The mountain bikers don't know the shooters are there. And so it's a recipe for disaster. So the city's trying to fix that. We're going to need your help to help us with it. If you're a shooter, just go a little bit farther to the west. Make sure you know where your backstop is. Make sure you're shooting safely. if you're a mountain biker, pay attention to your surroundings. Don't go off course. Don't drive into the way of a shooter. Both sides need to pay attention to it so we can have it safe. We will see additional law enforcement personnel out there in the coming months trying to keep people safe, and so we appreciate everybody's support as we move into that phase of that operation. Public works wise, biggest project the city's done for a number of years is the Chapel Street Bridge, the Sycamore Crossing, as it was named by the school second graders in the city. That project is nearing completion. It'll probably open in about 30 days. Yesterday they were putting the rock trim on the ballards on the bridge, and it's really looking good. They're getting ready to put in curb and gutter. That street will get paved over the next month, and that'll be a nice addition to the downtown. It'll provide that second access that we've sorely needed to the communities and residents that live on the south side of the river, and open up some of the additional development properties over on that side. We're seeing construction in the Roan subdivision. We're seeing construction in the Hills of Santa Clara subdivision. There's still quite a bit of construction happening over in that particular part of the town. Okay, water department. This time of year when we fire up our wells in Snow Canyon, we're getting ready to fire up well number 7 at the end of this month. Well number 6 is already pumping. As we pump our own water from Snow Canyon out of wells number 6 and number 7, it's less water we have to buy from the Water Conservation District. So we like to fire those up when it's feasible and when the usage is high enough. Through the winter months we get by pretty well with our other sources, but now we're going into the summer. You guys are turning your sprinkler systems on. We're going to have more water, so the city's firing that up. They've also been around, and hopefully they've been to your home and installed your new AMI meter. This is a new smart meter that is on your water meters at your homes. That data is transmitted digitally to the city, comes right into the computer. They can monitor your usage a lot faster than sending the meter readers out once a month to read the meters manually. They're also installing the power meters to be able to do the same thing. When we get those all finished and get them running, you'll be able to call the city and monitor get some of the results of your power consumption and your water consumption. If you have a water leak, we may be able to discover it and let you know before it causes problems at your home. We can tell you what your power bills have been year to year to year very quickly and just with a phone call. And so it's an exciting system. There's been a few bugs in it with the software, but that's what happens when you bring new technology in. And the city's working through those, and they should have those results done pretty fast. So the city's continuing to do everything that they normally do. I want to say thank you to the staff. It's been hard not having everybody in the building. They're on a rotation down here to where some work from home, some work in the building. They rotate in and out, trying to stay safe, trying to keep the staff safe. It's hard to know what would happen in the city if one of our power crews was sick. It would probably take out the whole crew before we realized that, and then we would be in trouble. We'd have to try and mobilize some outside resources. Same with our water, same with our parks. And so the city's taking precautions to protect the staff, and I appreciate them. They do a great job for you. So if you've got any questions, you want to talk to the mayor, give us a call down here at Town Hall. I'd love to sit down and visit with you. I do get some emailed complaints. I try and get back to all the complaints as soon as I can. If I haven't got back to you, I may be trying to find the answer. But we do appreciate you. Can't wait till we can see you again in our meetings. All of our public meetings now are on Zoom. And so the Planning Commission, the City Council meetings, we don't even get to see each other. I haven't seen the City Council for a month now, except on TV. So we're doing everything by Zoom. We still have the ability for you to post comments and get your questions answered, so take the opportunity. Thanks again for your help and all your support. We appreciate you. Stay safe, Santa Clara.